we on earth understand God with our earthly understanding. We understand Him through our mind, through our imagination, through our books and other things where He is described as such and such. There is a big mystery, God and His divine power. It's a big mystery for all the human beings. And you cannot conceive it with your limited mind. The working of God's divine power is also very mysterious. Whatever we call mysterious means that it is beyond our mind. We cannot conceive it in our mind. His power of love is very mysterious. What we think is love is not the way He loves us. Or His power of compassion, His power of forgiveness is extremely mysterious for us because we are so imperfect. Because of our imperfection, we cannot understand a person who is absolute, who is perfect. When we see Him, we see through our imperfections. And that's how we form our ideas according to our own imperfections about God. Say for a small little ant, if you have to convey the political issue that is facing Britain today, is it possible? Because for the poor little ant, it is not even conceivable that we have a mind which thinks, which has imagination, which projects like an octopus, goes all round, catches this, catches that. It cannot even understand that we have a kind of a freedom by which we can do what we like. The conception cannot be contained in that little mind or little head of that tiny creature. But the difference between an ant and a human being is that ant has no ego. Now the problem with human beings is that despite the same co-relationship, or we can say despite the same parallel as a human being and God, an ant and man, to top the whole thing is the ego part, which in a way makes us even lower than an ant. Because our reception is so poor that we cannot see that there must be something mysterious about God. God has to be a mystery for human beings. And to understand the mystery, we have to enter into a new realm, more than what we can really understand with this human awareness. There has to be another plane from which we should try to see this mystery, because we cannot understand anything about him, how he does it. I mean, see now, in chemistry, if you see the periodical laws that exist, it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Look at a little amoeba, how it acts, and look at small animals who live in the rivers and who live in the seas. The number of creatures that are living harmoniously, not like human beings, but quite harmoniously, accepting each other's demand, even on their life. So with this freedom and such a big mystery and a big ego in between, it's difficult for us to conceive His greatness, His compassion, His love. That whatever He does is for the betterment of our spirit. Even if He kills someone, it is for the betterment of the spirit. Even if He thrashes someone and throws him down many hills, it is for the betterment of the spirit. When He puts you to problems and troubles, it is for the betterment of your spirit. Anything that happens to you is a testing ground for the betterment of your spirit. He is working day in and day out just to improve your awareness in your spirit, to feel your spirit. Everything, the nature, the beauty, everything is working it out so that you, the human beings, should feel His beauty, should know Him in your own awareness, should feel the vibrant love of God. For ages it has been worked out, imagine, since this world was created till today, with various incarnations who came on this earth to represent Him, to talk about Him, to work about Him, to improve our different centers within us. And then suddenly, when we are placed face to face, we can't believe that it can happen. It is a mixture of, I think, ego and superego both. First of all, we cannot believe ourselves that we are capable. Secondly, I think that we are afraid to get realized. Thirdly, we do not trust anyone who talks of realization. The third one is a good idea, not to trust it. But at least trust yourself. You start from that point. You trust yourself that you should get your realization. Otherwise, why do you call you are a seeker? You have to get your realization, no doubt about it. But when it comes to trust, whom do we trust? Say, for example, when Christ said that God is my Father, He has sent me specially to do this work, we couldn't believe it. This man, a son of a carpenter, talking like this, better crucify him. And our compassion went to a confirmed thief than to the adoration of the Son of God. Now, when he is dead, of course, he is Son of God, there is Holy Ghost, everything starts. When he is no more, then people start believing. I don't know why they even today believe that he was Son of God. Why do they believe even the Holy Ghost? Even the Bible, why should we believe it? What is the authority of Bible? Islam can ask that question. A Muslim can ask a question, what is the authority of Bible? Why do you believe in Bible? If you take out the Bible, they say, what is the authority? They may say Christ is the authority. But Christ never wrote Bible. So what is the authority? Is your own ego. You want to believe in it. You want to believe in it. That's all. You want to believe in it. That helps you to sort out many questions. Because anything happens, you say, all right, it's God's wish. Because we can use him better when he was crucified. Before that we cannot use him because he was independent. He was living there. When he died, it's very handy, so we accept him. We do not question. So was that a mistake for him to say that he was the Son of God? Do you think it was a mistake that Christ said that he was the Son of God? Because of that he was crucified. Do you think it was a mistake that he said the truth about himself? Would you say that? How can you justify his saying that? See, if he was crucified for that, then he was indiscriminate. One would say that to say such a thing. There was no discrimination. It was not wise to say, after all, he would have lived longer, he would have spent better time with his mother, he could have built a house or something like that, he would have amassed some money or some sort of a very important thing he would have done. But there's the mystery. That's the mystery we do not know, because we want to see it from our angle, and at a point we just give it up. We don't justify, then we do not rationalize it. At a point we just give up, oh, it's all right, he's God. We reach a point there we say, all right, he was Son of God, let him, whatever he wanted, he did, whatever he thought proper. How are we to judge him? But now, not when he lived. I must say God is a mystery, but human beings are greater mystery than God. To me at least. I mean, they know how far to go and how to switch off suddenly to something, oh, that's divine. Up to a point, they go on rationalizing, intellectualizing, and then they say, oh, that's divine, finished. None of you have seen him walking on the water, did you? Nor he being resurrected. None of you have. So why should we believe that he did that? It's a question we should ask ourselves. But he did. And that he was the Son of God. But how are we to believe into it? You have to become something more to know the mystery of his life. Why he crucified himself, why he accepted that life, and why with all his powers that he is going to come to destroy the whole world now, why did he not destroy these people who were trying to crucify him? What was the role he had to play in his lifetime? We cannot understand it with this human awareness. You have to become something more. And that's why he again and again said, you are to be born again. How many of us think that certify? Many people certify, I am born again, I am a Christian, meaning born again, isn't it? Musalman means the same, and Brahmin means the same, those who are born again. Now how are you born? Again. It's again a make-believe that I am born again. Self-certification. Walking around with a certificate that human beings giving the certificate to human beings. So where is the truth? But if you are ardently seeking the truth, then the mysteries can be open to you. But you have to seek the truth. And truth alone, and nothing else. If you want to live with your ego, go ahead. Nobody can change you. When you start seeing your ego, you have to know that this is not yourself. Something beyond. Because through ego, whatever you have known is all a chaos. All that knowledge that you got through ego is creating all the problems of the world. All the fears you have gathered through your superego is another disaster for human beings. There must be something that God must have put within us, some light by which we can see something beyond our ego and superego. Unless and until that happens to you, you cannot understand the mystery of God and His love. You cannot understand. Human love has no depth to feel the depth of God's love and His heart. He is so self-centered. He is so ego-oriented. His heart has to melt, open. It has to melt completely and flow. This frozen heart is like an iceberg. Has to be dissolved in the ocean of His love. Otherwise you can never get to the depths of His love. The people write to me, Mother, I am not in love with some and some. And so how can I be happy with that person? That person will be miserable. Now you are living with that person for years. You are having children from that person. You don't love. You don't love anyone. You cannot love. You don't know what love is. They fall into love. You see? Fallen. Some sort of a thing for them is love. I don't know what is love for human beings. To be very frank, I don't understand. Here they fall in love, and next day they are out to the courts. And according to them, falling in love is something, you see, out of the blue. Oh, I have fallen in love. You see, that. I have yet to come across a person who has really fallen in love. Because as soon as something comes up, that companionship and that love, that enjoyment of one, heart has to melt. Hearts must meet where they have no stones in between. Otherwise, the stony hearts will just break each other. Imagine two stones trying to meet each other, loving each other. How can they love? I can't understand. It's a big mystery that human beings know how to live with artificiality and with false beliefs. They compromise. But spirit does not compromise with it. It does not. It forgives because it loves. It just forgives, goes on forgiving, because it loves. And then it punishes also because it loves. And it destroys also because it loves. That's the spirit has to shine through your self-realization. Talking big about self-realization, pay 100 rupees, get your self-realization, all this nonsense is at such a low ebb and such a horrid thing that the beauty of His mystery is just left alone. You are in the chamber of a Satan to believe in these things. Here, in the kingdom of God, there is forgiveness. There is love. There is compassion. There is understanding. There is complete, all-pervading assurance and a support and a hand that wants to raise you. An anxious Father who wants to soothe you, to give you joy, to give you eternal joy. Can you think of someone like that in this world? He has problems, many problems. He has problems. But the greatest problem is that he cannot have a rapport with his own children. That he cannot give what he wants to give to his children, who have a heart which has no emptiness, which cannot be filled like a cup with his love. Kundalini does that suction in our heart, no doubt. But first she enters into the brain, into the limbic area. And then it proceeds towards heart. So this mystery is solved once we start engulfing our brain, our thoughts, our thinking, completely drenched in the showers of His grace. Otherwise, the spiky mind can never receive those beautiful dews of love which fall, these dewdrops. You have to be a flower to receive. You're a very soft, tender, receptive person. Then only the fruit appears when you mature. A heart of a saint, which is larger than all the oceans of the world. Such wisdom of enjoying one's own love, just that love that flows. This mystery I wish all of you could achieve in this life. Give up your ideas of judging something on gross levels. You have to become subtler. Try to enjoy things. Do not be joy killers. And you will get the benefit of this in such immeasurable quantities. Try to receive more of the grace. Drench yourself. It's so soothing. It is the energy that soothes you. Can you think of energy that soothes your mind completely? That gives you wisdom. That coordinates the whole atmosphere to make you happy. This divine energy is all pervading. And to understand the mystery of that all pervading power, you have to become self-realized. You have to be born again. There is no other way out. And to mature after this rebirth. It's easy to make fun of someone, very easy. But what did you get all these days making fun? Now you are here to get really something substantial. Better have it. Thank you very much.